Yo, Stephen Retention here, back with another episode. This one, we're not actually going to really talk about semen retention, but to all my brothers on semen retention, keep holding on. That's where the good stuff's at. I mean, this episode's kind of related to semen retention, I guess, because, semen retention makes you awake. It makes you conscious. It shakes the boat. That's it. I just finished one of my jobs today, and one of my jobs is to tutor kids and teenagers and adults music. Is every single job in the world flawless? No, it's not true. There's always going to be some issues with your job. You're always going to have down days and all that kind of stuff. But what I've noticed, just from my own perspectives, is that NPCs, they're losing their minds. Shout out to SRBG, SRBG. And the shake-up of the NPCs. That should be his next episode. But that's basically what's going on. Is the NPCs, they need to be shaken awake. I just want to grab them by the shoulders and be like, wake up! And then be like, whoa, what's going on? What is going on, bro? You aren't even living. You are predictable. You're like a program. That's literally what you are. You're a program. You're a script that keeps running. That's why you're an NPC. That's why you're a non-playable character, is that you're constantly on repeat. I've got to go and try and teach your son how to become a great guitarist. Even great is not even what I'm going for. I'm teaching your son how to enjoy music, okay? And how to enjoy music is, maybe learning some rudimentary things, right? And you're sitting there with your husband in the living room whilst he's trying to learn, and you're huffing and you're puffing about your work that you're doing, and you're having your little micro arguments in the kitchen, whispering to each other and all that kind of stuff. It's like, shut up. How about you prioritize this child that you brought into this world? How about you do that? How about you start thinking about the fact that maybe he doesn't actually have ADHD. Maybe you've just got narcissism. Maybe it's the fact that you don't allow him to grow and to be something more than what your doctor prescribes him. You've labelled your own son before the age of 10 to be something that will be medicated for the rest of his life before his brain's even developed. Now that is some top tier NPC bullshit. You think everything can be fixed with a pill because in your world you live in frickin' La La Land. You live in the illusion. You live in the Matrix. You live in airy fairy world where everyone's got a fake face, everyone's got a fake lawn, everyone's got fake this, fake that, but the best filters and the best angles on Instagram, don't you? You love to show off your one holiday per year, eh? You love to show off your little work party. But you don't want to show off the fact that you as a parent suck. You are pathetic. And this is the problem with NPCs. They'll go out there and procreate and create more noise, more pollution. They don't know how to lead a soul in this realm. They can only follow. So how do you expect them to bring in a soul to develop in this really difficult reality that we live in? Oh, let's just give them a pill. Let's just give them a pill that will make them feel better. That will make them focus a bit more at school. Or, you know, he's not working well today in his guitar lesson because we changed his medication up. Right. Man, NPCs. Every single one of these NPCs out here. Are they even fucking alive? Like, what the fuck is going on in their heads, bro? All just a bunch of Kumas. Depleted fucking losers! Oh my god. This is so... It's a great time to be a retainer. Because you have the glow, you've got your purpose, and in all honesty, like, that's all you've got. I'm looking here right now at a bird flying in one spot by itself for the last, like, 2 minutes. It's just hovering in one location this whole time, just by itself. That is like what an NPC is doing. It's flapping its wings real hard and it's hovering in one spot and it's like, I'm flying. And you're getting nowhere, bro. You're exhausting yourself in one position. You're a hamster on a wheel, bro. That's what you are. But you're like, no, I'm doing hard work. I'll get there if I flap harder. I'll get there if I get the medication to do it. Oh my god. NPCs. What? What is wrong with you people? You're so afraid to be like something realistic. Like you're so afraid to let the mask slip. That's why you're a textbook NPC and you're getting rorted. The system has devoured your soul. And you're just there like a shell, going about their daily life and thinking, yep, I've screwed up. So the first thing the dad of this child says to me when I rock up to go teach his son guitar, he's like to me, oh, it's pretty miserable weather, eh? And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, it's pretty miserable weather. I'm like, it's not bad. What's the weather got to do with anything, mate? Like, it could be scorching hot and I'd still enjoy it. It could be blizzard-like winds and cold and rainy and I'd still enjoy it. Because seasons are what allow us to adapt and change. Seasons are here to shake us up on a spiritual level and on a physical and mental level as well. That's why we have spring cleans. That's why we have hot girl summers. That's why we have, you know, winters cuddling up and in fall we have all the new love that is starting to solidify and all that kind of stuff. You want to sit here and you want to be a victim to the weather. Oh, the weather's pretty miserable. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, yeah, it's really affecting me, bro. Yeah, like I don't think I can handle it not being perfect weather every single day. These NPCs are so reactionary. Like, they have no proactivity within them. They are so easily manipulated. Like, they're so even, and I'm not talking about like mental and like manipulative human beings even, or even spiritual beings. They're manipulated by the weather. That's how fragile these people are. Like, they're manipulated by the fact that it's a little bit wet today. Isn't that kind of sad? Like, isn't that like one of those things where you're just like, really? You're going to be upset about that? Like, that's pretty full on, bro, to be upset about the fact that it's a little bit cold today. So, look, guys, I'm going to just say that this is why we do practice retention, isn't it? This is why we get on SR and we try and make things easier for ourselves, yeah? Like, this is why we go in here and we retain our seeds and we're not affected by all the external forces. This is why we shake up things, okay? This is why we change our appearances. This is why we learn new skills. We meet new people. We cut off old branches that don't need to be hanging around. We're always evolving on SR. But a lot of people, they can't even drink the real water. Like they're so trapped. I used to feel sorry for people and want to actually save people, but now I'm just like, I'm only going to save the people who are on the path of redemption. I'm only going to save the people who are on the path of salvation. You know, and I'm not talking about religious context here. I'm talking about just an internal feeling. I'm not any religious person. I don't follow religions. I'm an esoteric person. So when it comes to all that kind of stuff, it's like you just got to start to see the NPCs and you just realize they're kind of done for. Like, if people are in their 40s and acting the way that they're doing, it's like you really just, you're on a highway to AC/DC lyric, you know? I'm on a highway to... I'm not going to say it because I don't need to put that energy out into the world. Even just adjusting your posture is enough to create a frequency shift. Even just releasing your breath is enough to create a frequency shift. Even just laughing, you know, doing something random, smiling for a change, cracking a joke, being a little bit controversial, shake the boat, and you will be on the path towards higher vibration. Don't become an NPC and become like a broken record that just says the same things, talks about the same pointless crap that everyone else talks about. Oh, did you see that game on the TV last night? Oh yeah, that sports ball was pretty big game last night, eh? Yeah. Did you see what happened to the guy that kicked the ball? Oh, that was, real interesting, bro. Yeah. Oh, well, my wife's actually been watching this Netflix show and, shut up, bro. Is that all your life is, watching TV? Oh, God. Yeah, today's Stephen retention is a bit of a rant. I'm gonna go heighten my vibration out of this this kind of rant energy and get into some drums and maybe maybe go for I definitely will be going for a swim later on, but maybe even go for a run in the rain just to really immerse myself in what this program is doing to us. Like, okay, it wants rain to happen today, it wants it to be somewhat cold. Embrace the discomfort. That is where you will become a warrior. That is where you will ascend into a higher dimension. That's what I said in a previous video. It's like one of the principles of Hatha yoga, like the yoga with asanas and movements and stretches, is to embrace the discomfort of the stretch. Feel where's the tension when you're stretching and breathe into it. When you breathe into the discomfort, you create space. So I said to my student today, I was like, so when you play something wrong, what you need to do is you need to practice patience. And he knew what patience is. And I was like, so what you need to do is you need to just be to yourself and be like, I got it wrong. Okay, how's it meant to go? And you slow things down. Da, 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 dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's good. Rather than dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's wrong. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no. Having a spaz because your so-called ADHD is tripping out. You're spiraling out. You're spiraling out because you're going into an NPC mode because your parents have programmed you into an NPC ADHD kid. That's what you've been programmed into. The medication's wearing off. You weren't meant to be like that. It's just the fact that you've got different abilities. You're hypersensitive. Later on, when you're watching Stephen Retention as a 15, 16-year-old and you bump onto my channel and you're like, that guy's the guy that taught me guitar, you're going to be like, whoa, my whole life was a lie. I've been drugged by my own parents because they didn't have the discipline themselves to lead me. They didn't have the discipline themselves to show me how to be patient. They didn't have the discipline to even know how to control their own emotions, to even know how to just relax. Oh no, mother, it's definitely not the mother's issue. The mother's immune from any criticism. She definitely doesn't have her own issues with mental illness. It's just the kids. It's definitely the kids. It's just these pure beings that have come out of you and they're just, for some reason, they're just bit off. No, that's NPC-like behavior. And I want you guys to really think about, with these NPCs, just shake them up. That's what they're there for. They're like literal, like, I can't even describe what they are. They're not awake. You literally need to grab them and be like, stay here, stay here, cherish it, stay for as long as you can. Alright, I'm out. Catch it.